Well, hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Just thought I'd make a quick video about my experience with the Lumix G9 Mark II, which I've now been using for about 8 months, a little bit more than that. Bought this last December before Christmas and have used it on pretty much used it on every assignment, photo assignment that I've had with the paper since then. Very happy with it. There are a couple things that I think need to be addressed, which I will get to, but it's just as with the new phase detect autofocus, it really gives you confidence that you're gonna get the shot. And since I'm holding this in my hand, it means that I am filming right now on my G9II. So DFD autofocus, contrast detect, phase detect. So if something happens with the focus on this video, you know why. Although the G9II has been pretty good. I mean, when I don't want to carry the weight, and I'll take the G9II for personal stuff, but 90% of the time I'm using the G9. And you know, speaking of giving you confidence, I'll put up a couple shots here that I shot using the super high 1 mode with the buffer set to 5 seconds of pre-burst. And we had in here a softball tournament last month, 16-inch softball. So 16-inch softball is a very popular game in the Chicago area and a few other cities in the United States. So the ball is 16 inches in circumference rather than 12 inches in circumference. Probably every kid in Chicago grows up playing this game. I played this game. I used to play this game in the alley. And traditionally, you do not use gloves. Several decades ago, sporting goods companies came out with gloves for 16-inch softball. I don't think they're a major hit. That caused a lot of controversy. So we have here in Forest Park, Illinois, we have a 16-inch no gloves, can't use gloves, softball tournament. And that was one of my assignments. And so using the G9 Mark II, use the 100 to 300, a couple shots that I really like, and put them up here. They're taken one after the other using the super high pre-burst with continuous autofocus. Runner sliding into second, trying to break up a double play, and the fielder, can't remember whether it was a shortstop or the second baseman, but he's avoiding that tag and throwing the ball to first base. Really happy with those two shots, and kind of 20 frames per second. So you see that ball travel the distance it travels in that 1/20th of a second. So very happy with that. Very happy with just about everything else. A couple things that I am not happy with. One is the initial startup time for this camera. So when you first pick it up, say in the morning, you go out to shoot and you turn it on, wow, it takes several seconds to get going. I used this morning. I had an assignment this morning. Was up early, didn't shave, didn't have time. But what I'm going to do here is hold this up and I'm going to turn it on. And actually I'm looking down at my phone so I can, it's display on the G9II turned off. And I'm going to flick it on and it turned on right away. So what happens is it's the first time you turn it on after you haven't used it for a long time. And I don't know how long it takes sitting turned off before it resets to that happening. But once you've done that initial turn on, power on, it's quick. Probably less than a second. It turns on really fast. So I just have to remember when I'm going out to shoot, especially on assignment, to turn the thing on before I actually start using it so that I don't run into that problem. And to me, it just seems a little unusual to have a camera in 2024, of course it was designed, 2023 and before, that takes that long to start up. I mean, I think my first Canon digital SLR, the 10D, which was a slow poke starting up, I think it still started up faster than this thing did. The thing about the 10D is it always did. It wasn't an initial thing. If you turned it off, it always took time to turn back on. I used to leave it on all the time just so I could wake it from sleep. That still took a second or two. That's kind of a problem. Seems to me that's fixable, maybe a firmware update, or maybe on Lumix Live they can tell us why it's not fixable. Maybe there's some sort of hardware thing about the initial turn on. Don't know. But the other thing that I noticed, and I had this video I put up a few weeks back about Natrusa grasslands here in Illinois, and this place is loaded with wildflowers. One of the things that I notice, especially with yellow wildflowers, is that the vivid photo style, it's not good. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's kind of unusable. Now, I've been using the vivid photo style on Lumix cameras for a long time, and they generally all look the same. Not on the G9 Mark II. So I'm going to put up these shots here. First shot is a shot of these prairie coneflowers. There's some sort of fly on them, and this is the standard. The first shot is the standard photo style with no adjustments. And the second one is the standard profile. And all I've done is I've adjusted the white and black levels to bring the histogram right up to the left and right edges. So the standard thing you would do is just adjust your white and black levels. And that's the standard photo style. The third shot is vivid. And I did the same thing. I essentially just have the histogram touching the edges, right and left edges. And I don't know what's going on, but that sucks. So I have stopped using Vivid on this camera. I've liked it previously. Sometimes you do have to tone it down a little bit. It's easy enough to pull a saturation slider back on it, but it generally gives good results on every other Lumix camera I have or have had. This is Future Todd breaking in here. It's occurred to me that this might not be a camera issue. It might be a Lightroom issue, because I changed these photo styles using Lightroom, because Lightroom you can use the camera photo styles. So it could be that rather than the camera. If anybody knows, leave a comment below. I'd appreciate it. So now what I do is they switched in another photo style called landscape, which seems to do okay and does give that sort of punchy, a little bit more saturated look. So I'll use that, or I'll just use the standard photo style. For photojournalism, I just use the natural photo style. In fact, everything I submit is in natural because it's journalism. So you want things to look just kind of true to life. And the natural profile skin tones are spot on. So those are the two things that I think Panasonic Lumix has to look at, and if they can fix that startup thing and do something about that vivid profile. It's just yuck. Anyway, working on another video. Actually, the reason I'm doing this video is I'm working on this other video, and it's just going to take more time, and I can't get it done this week, and I'd like to get a video up this week. So, things happen. Fair amount of photo assignments right now. It's interesting. Right now I'm photographing first day of school, so I've done several of these, and it just seems like it was a few months ago that I did graduations, because it was a few months ago that I did graduations. It seems sort of like yesterday, but it's funny because I see all these teachers and principals who now know me, and it's like, oh, and it's good to see you. And when I wrap it up, I say, well, see you next spring. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it useful. If you did, please hit that like button. It's a big help to me. And new subscribers, you're always welcome. So pop that subscription button if you want more content like this. I'm Todd Banner. I will see you in the next video.